10th, 2018. The time is 6:08, and we are calling the regular meeting for the Town Board of Mead to order. Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Palazuski.
Here.
Trustee Adams.
Here.
Trustee Babcock.
Here.
Trustee Broadhead.
Here.
Trustee Harris.
Here.
Trustee Hatch.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem, today is Monday, September 10th, 2018, and you do have a quorum.
We'll stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get a motion to accept the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda. Second.
A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the bills list. May I have a motion and to approve the bills list?
I make a motion to approve the bills list.
The motion and a second, roll call please.
Trustee Hatch.
Yes.
Trustee Babcock.
Yes.
Trustee Adams.
Yes.
Trustee Harris.
Yes.
Trustee Broadhead.
Abstain, Will County.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Palazuski.
Yes.
Thank you.
The next portion of the meeting is for the public may comment upon or ask questions about topics not on the agenda. The public will be recognized and allowed to speak about issues listed on the agenda during the time that they are discussed by the board. However, they will be subject to reasonable time limitations and decorum. Please come to the podium, state your name and address for the benefit of the audience and the public record when you begin to speak. There's no one in the audience, so we will go on to the next item, which is the review and approve the agenda. Are there any changes in the agenda tonight? No changes, so we won't need a motion. The next item on the agenda is Mrs. Strutt. She will be speaking about the coordinated election update.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem and trustees. I provided you with some information in your packet about the upcoming coordinated election. The town of Mead is coordinating a special municipal election with Weld County on November 6th, as you all know. We have two issues on the ballot. One is to fill the vacancy in the office of mayor. We have two candidates for that position, Colleen Whitlow and Joyce Palazuski. The second ballot issue is the sales tax increase. And that's all I have for an update on that. Any questions about the upcoming election?
No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Next item on the agenda is new business, and Mrs. Trustee Broadhead will read the proclamation for Constitution Week.
Do I read it or do you?
Babcock or Broadhead?
No.
You?
Because you're the one that says on the now therefore I, Joyce Palazuski.
Well, we've changed it to where we want to have the trustees get more involved in it.
Oh, because an L-I, okay. I don't have it handy.
Do you have a?
Oh, do I have to stand up then? If I
No,
read it?
no, you
Okay.
don't have to
Okay.
stand up.
Do you want a paper?
Yes, yeah, that'll be easier. This was submitted by me for the Carbon Valley chapter of the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution. Whereas September 17, 2018 marks the 231st anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorial anniversary, and to the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate the occasion, and whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation every year by the President of the United States of America, designating September 17th through 23rd as Constitution Week. And you have to say this, I don't.
You can say now, therefore you, Joyce Polizzi.
Therefore, you, Joyce Palazuski, by the authority vested in you as Mayor Pro Tem of the Town of Mead, Colorado, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through 23rd as Constitution Week, and ask our citizens to reaffirm the ideals of the framers of the Constitution had in 1787 by vigilantly protecting the freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties, remembering that lost rights may never be regained. In witness whereof you have hereunto set your hand and caused the seal of the town of Mead to be affixed this 10th day of September of the year of our Lord 2018.
Thank you very much. I know that is near and dear to your heart, and that's why I wanted you to read it. Thank
Okay.
you very much for taking the time to do that for us.
And you'll get me a signed copy.
So we'll need a motion to authorize Mayor Pro Tem Palazuski to sign the proclamation.
May I have a motion?
You have a motion to sign the proclamation?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. The next proclamation, we are going to have Trustee Babcock read, I'm sorry. And it is the proclamation for Cities and Towns Week.
Proclamation in recognition of Colorado Cities and Towns Week. Whereas municipal government is the government closest to most citizens and the one with the most direct daily impact upon its residents, and whereas municipal government is administered for and by its citizens and is dependent upon public commitment to and understanding of its many responsibilities, and whereas municipal government officials and employees share the responsibility to pass along their understanding of public services and their benefits, and whereas Colorado Cities and Towns Week is a very important time to recognize the important role played by municipal government in our lives, and whereas the Colorado Municipal League's member cities and towns have joined together to teach students and other citizens about municipal government through a variety of different projects and information, and whereas Colorado Cities and Towns Week offers an important opportunity to convey to all the citizens of Colorado that they can shape and influence government through their civic involvement. Now, therefore, Joyce Palazuski, Mayor Pro Tem of the Town of Mead, do hereby proclaim the week of September 10th through 16th, 2018, in honor of Colorado Cities and Towns Week. In the town of Mead, and we encourage all citizens, municipal government, elected officials, and employees to ensure that this week is celebrated accordingly. Given under her hand and seal of the town of Mead, Colorado, this 10th day of September 2018.
Thank you very much. May I have a motion to approve the signing of the proclamation?
I move to have Mayor Pro Tem sign the proclamation for Cities and Towns Week.
Second.
I have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is Mrs. Strutt will talk about property casualty insurance renewal.
Thank you. Property casualty insurance is something we have to do every year here at the Town of Mead. We get our insurance through the Colorado Intergovernmental Risk Sharing Agency, that's CIRSA. They provide, it's a pool sharing agreement that they provide insurance to municipalities. We've been getting ours through them for years and years. So there has been an increase in our rate for 2019. Two reasons that I would attribute to the increase. One is ours. We've gotten a few more things. We got a new dump truck, a few more police cars. Those are going to increase part of our rates. The property casualty rates are our auto liability rates, our general liability rates, and our property insurance. So that's all The other part and the bigger part of the increase is something that we had no control of. CRSA saw increases across the board. They said mainly because the excess carriers had increases in their rates due to hailstorms. So we can't do anything about that, sorry, but, so those are the new rates for 2019. Any questions about our insurance, our policy?
Was the town hall damaged with the hailstorms? Did we get the roof inspected or anything with that for an insurance claim?
We didn't have it inspected. I don't know that anybody looked at it for any damages. Nothing visible.
My entire neighborhood's being re-roofed pretty much, so I just wondered if this building had been damaged and checked out.
Maybe it's something we would want to check into. It wouldn't be a bad idea. You never know, it could,
I mean,
The
I know
damage
there-
could show up.
our neighborhood could have been pelted and this right here could have gotten nothing, I don't know.
yeah,
I'm
and
just
that's
saying,
in our
my
neighborhood.
entire neighborhood is being re-roofed.
Yeah.
Right,
Ours too.
yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that's
just-
a very good idea. And
We'll look into
Go
it.
ahead and do that.
Mhm.
Thank you, Mrs. McElbrain. Okay, I have a motion in reference to the 2019 casualty insurance renewal.
I move to renew the town's property calendar year and authorize town manager Helen Michelbrink to approve optional coverages once they are received.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Can we have roll call, please?
Trustee Broadhead.
Yes.
Trustee Adams.
Yes.
Trustee Babcock.
Yes.
Trustee Hatch.
Yes.
Trustee Harris.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Palazuski.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. Next item on the agenda is Mrs. Rademacher talking about the health insurance renewal for 2019.
Denise Rademacher, Town Treasurer. You have before you the AIS that I prepared for the health insurance renewal with Colorado Employer Benefit Trust. They have been our provider for our medical, dental, vision, life since 2010. And this year, we're looking at a 7% increase in the medical only, the dental, vision, and the HRP plan, and the life did not see any kind of an increase at all. And I just wanted to remind you all about the benefit that the town does provide with the health insurance. We do currently offer 100% employee coverage and 50% for their dependents. That's our current policy that we're doing. And the 7% increase that we're seeing is pretty much in line with what I see coming across from most other municipalities. A listserv question did go out there and people were responding anywhere between 5 and 10% of increases. Plus they were looking at increases in their dental and vision, which we're not looking at an increase there. So I am recommending that we renew with them. Another thing that the CEBT is doing this year is they're doing a dividend, a one-time dividend. This is the first time I can recall that they've done a dividend to their policyholders, and it's going to be based on your census as of June of 2018. So based on that census from June of 2018, we had 19 people on the policy. So we should be looking at getting anywhere between $450 and $500 per person back as a rebate by the end of March of 2019. So with that included, I'm predicting based on our current employee census. Now, if we add more employees, obviously that'll change. But based on apples to apples of our current census, we're looking at about a $12,000 increase for 2019. But that will be offset by approximately $9,000 dividend that we should receive by the end of March. So that kind of sweetened the deal a little bit for us if we do renew with them. So do you have any questions for me on that one?
You don't see a rebate from health insurance very often.
No,
That's
all you
awesome.
usually see is increases, not
Yeah,
rebates
that's
coming
great.
out,
That's
so.
awesome. Good news. Is there any other questions? Thank you, Mrs. Rademacher. May I have a motion related to 2019 health insurance renewal?
I move to approve the motion I move to approve the town's current health insurance contract with CEBT for the calendar year January 1, 2019 through December 31st, 2019.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. May I have roll call, please?
Trustee Hatch,
Yes.
Trustee Babcock,
Yes.
Trustee Adams,
Yes.
Trustee Harris,
Yes.
Trustee Broadhead,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Palazuski.
Yes. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is reports and comments. Town Manager Helen Mickelbrink.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, trustees. You have my report. I do have a couple of items I'd like to highlight. First of all, as an appendix to my report, it was put out by CML, I'm not sure if you all got it, and it just summarizes the 7 citizen initiative ballot initiatives that will be on, that made the ballot. I would ask that you familiarize yourself with them. I haven't heard yet, but we may be asked to support or not support any of these. No one has contacted me yet. I will tell you that as far as our local ballot issue, the raising of the sales tax, we will be bringing for your consideration a resolution in support of that. Typically, some town boards like to support other ballot initiatives, you know, at the state level or the county level, but as I said, nobody's reached out to me at this point, so I will let you know. Also, I want to let you know, we've heard that Agfinity is shutting down its gas pumps. Apparently they got hit by lightning, and they've been having a lot of trouble with them, so they're going to shut them down, and the store is essentially going to a feed store, like a, you know, more just farm stuff. And I guess they have a fire sale on their candy that Trustee Babcock told me about. So if you want a Snickers bar, head over there today.
My son, let me clarify, my son let us know about the fire sale on candy.
But that's important to us because that's where we get a lot of our fuel for the town vehicles. So it's going to be very inconvenient to go out, you know, over to 66. We are working with them. Erica's meeting with them. There may be a way that we can work with them where they'll fill a tank and we'll kind of lease fuel from them. So I'll let you know about that if we find more out. And then finally, of course, I'm sure all of you know, but we did finally hire a police chief, one of my best days here at Mead. I was very, very excited. The process was awesome. And Brent Newbanks will be joining us on the 28th. Brian Cousineau, our interim chief, will be leaving at the end of the month as well. We're kind of have a, you know, exchange of the flag, so to speak. I'm trying to figure out how to do a ceremony. As you know, or I mean, you may not know, we are scheduling a URA meeting for October 1st, which is an off Monday. It's not a board meeting, but I'm leaving for Spain on the 5th of October, and I'll be gone through the 20th. So we need to get this meeting in because we have to look at the budget. You have to look at the URA budget. And I also believe we will have the Anytime Fitness group will be coming and seeking funding. So we need to do both of those items on the 1st, and we may try to shoehorn in the convocation, if you will, of the new chief. Hopefully we can do it that day. So. And with that, if there's any questions on my report.
I had a question on the Agfinity. So last I talked to them, they were saying that they're planning to tear down the old store and build a whole brand new one, like in the, what would that be, the southwest corner. Have they brought any, have any plans been set forth, or we don't have any ideas on that, do we?
So about a year ago, they came to us and they actually had some plans. But then they put it on ice, so to speak. I'm not sure, this is a recent development of their closing the pumps and the store. So we haven't, our planning director, Chris, could reach out to them again because it really would be nice to have that rebuilt into something a little more attractive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we have not heard.
Okay.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Okay. Next item on the agenda is Mayor Pro Tem report. And the reason I had Trustee Babcock and Broadhead read was because I was gonna read something. First of all, I wanted to thank Mead Community Days and Sugar Beet Festival was an awesome success. Thanks to all those who worked to get it set up and running. A special thanks to the entire staff at Town Hall. This doesn't go unnoticed. I have an extra shout out to our police department for their presence at the event to ensure safety to our citizens. Along with that, I have a shout out to our public works department for the long hours they put into this event. Without them, it wouldn't have been possible. I also want to thank the businesses, organizations, and committees that participated in this wonderful event with their time, effort, and donations, along with all the vendors that put in a full day's work supporting their cause or their business. I also want to thank, a final thank you this day goes to the Seekich family. I grew up in a town very similar to Mead, and I can't thank Butch Seekich and his family enough for allowing the town to assist in carrying on the legacy of a sugar beet festival. On Sunday, we had a big day in Mead, our big weekend in Mead, a very positive one. I wish to thank all the VFW posts, friends, and families that stood along I-25 to cheer on our veterans with the Northern Colorado Honor Flight. It was truly a spectacular event to see, and I also want to thank the Black Canyon for hosting it on Sunday. Another shout out, and my final one, is to Jennifer McPherson. She was on the first bus that is now busy in Washington, D.C., escorting our veterans around. And my final note is we are truly blessed to live in a town and have the positivity of working together to make this happen. And that's it. Are there any comments for the trustees?
Yes, I actually have some. One, Helen, I had a question about the police chief driving the new vehicle to and from Inglewood.
So, Chief Cousineau, our contract with him, one of the ways that we save costs, rather than have him stay here at a hotel, which was gonna be somewhere around $150 a night, we, in the contract that we have with him, we agreed to let him take a vehicle home. The other unmarked vehicle that's over there that our previous chief used, that's the one that the engine blew up when we were having the oil changed. It also has a few other issues. So when we got the new vehicles, we felt that it was more prudent to have him take that vehicle home and not have a situation where we had to have it towed or anything like that. So it was the town agreed to that.
And I have one other question. I don't know if that would be for you or for Denise. I was looking on the accounts. We have several people that are overdue, like 120 to 150 days past due. What are we doing to get them current or get that money collected?
So Denise can address any specific ones.
I wasn't looking for specifics. I want to.
Yeah, typically.
I just wanted to know what's being done for those types of accounts that go in.
So we send letters every month on accounts receivable. Some of them are actually, they are due, they aren't actually quite due. They carry them for example, there's one development and they carry that for a while and then they come in and I call it paying the bar tab. So typically we get after them. And if we do have an accounts receivable of someone who's developing or has a building permit associated with it, we hold up CO until they come current with us.
Okay, so if it gets to that point, that's where
Yes, we have a hammer.
I was just trying to get clarification. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other questions?
I don't have any questions, but I was out there with Joyce over the overpass, and that was the best turnout I think we've ever had. It was excellent.
It was.
just
It
really
was nice,
good.
and it was nice to have Jennifer on the bus, because she goes, we're passing Johnstown, so.
We're on our way.
We're on our way, because they had a late start out of, Loveland area, so it was kind of neat, very neat, so anyways, that's all good stuff for the town of Mead. Can we have a motion to adjourn, I guess?
I move that we adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.